Why is first Herald so good? Because first Herald is 2 kills basically. You get 200 local gold, 100 for killing it, and 320 from plates because it's 2. So it gives you 620 gold. And that's if you are not pushing for a tower as well, and the Herald can help you out and tank the tower. So the value Herald gives is not only the gold, but it's the pressure on the map that the enemy team has to match it, otherwise you get a full tower. And it's the fact that you can use Herald as a wave to dive. So it has 2 other uses which are intangible. So Herald is, it's by far the strongest objective in the game. Like in the first 10 minutes of it, it's so fucking strong.
And so I guess my question is, how as Allah on this Jax do you kind of approach these decks? Do you opt into?
Plus, if you get first turret, yeah, there's a lot of math behind, like you being able to like get 2 kills, herald the bot tower, get the whole thing.
Having the pressure in the side lane is always an advantage. Like if you're able to push in the waves, you can rotate.
And it's very rare that you see teams cross map for it anymore. Unless your AD is playing like Aphelios with white and red gun, who can actually burn a tower down, it's very hard to trade up in gold because AD carries are quite slow at taking towers in the first 10 minutes, other than Tristana and Aphelios. So yeah, tower damage is so Herald favored. It's unbelievable how strong Herald is. If you ask any pro team, they'll say Herald in the first 8 minutes can decide the game. But if you don't have tempo and you can't contest it, then obviously you try to dive bot, or you try to take Drake. You always have to trade if you can't get something right, otherwise you're just losing. Does LS think Herald is useless?
With 3 people there and a Herald, nothing all I can do.
There's not much to
even after the buffs?
It'll be another tower going over to EDG. That'll be all the outer towers taken down.
Pre-buffs, I knew he hated Herald. Because there is an argument in pre-buffs that XP and gold on AD is always higher than the Herald trade. But first Herald with the buffs now, I think is like, it's just too strong. Second Herald is useless. Yeah. I think second Herald is definitely a lot weaker than the first Herald because plates are off, right? The only reason second Herald is strong is either A, you get mid tower for it in most cases, like this tower. If it gets hit by Herald right now, it dies. And getting mid tower is so important that actually opening the game. And being able to play the map to sides, because then you can push mid into tier 2 and move to side easier, because you can actually access this area of the jungle. Whereas if you can't crash, and it only crashes on tier 1, it's much harder to contest this, because they have such a short path, right? Whereas from tier 2 they have a much longer path, so you have more time. But second Herald is still pretty strong. If it's free objective and you have top push on a side, like this Gnar will push out top maybe, and he has a push to here, and there's no top tier 1, then taking Herald is free objective. Obviously, I think Dragon is a bit better than second Herald in most cases, depending on your draft. If you have a really good split pusher, and you can, like, imagine a game state where Jax has his second item now, or, you know, he's a bit accelerated, and he's able to push in bot, and you have Herald on your jungler, you can run down second Herald bot and then threaten Nash, and they have to respond bot with 2 people probably, and you can maybe start Nash. I don't know, there's like ways that you can use Herald really creatively to make sure you can control like all 3 lanes, but yeah, I agree that it's not useless, but I think Dragon is better.
He just goes in the fog of war. He doesn't have
Having those range creeps.
Because he has TP, but he just